All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Experience. I'm your host, Braylon. I got a special guest with us back again this week. Got Brittany back again with us. Welcome
Hi,
back.
Hi, guys. How are you? I'm Brittany.
All right. And we also have an additional special guest with us. We have Miss Autumn with us today.
Hi, guys. How are y'all?
Audie's in the house.
Yes, I am. Always.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, so how was your week this week, Miss Autumn?
It's been pretty good. Pretty good. Trying to stay busy just a little bit, with work. That's it.
Okay.
Pretty much it.
What about you, Brittany?
Oh
How
my
about
gosh. You know I always got something going on, right? I always got a story for you or something. Like this weekend or like past week has been crazy, man. Like trying to get back in my regular routine, trying to get things popping, and always trying to stay booked and busy.
Always.
Has been like crazy. Yes, you know that, Autumn.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, with you with the salon and everything like that. And I should be returning back to Mac soon. So this is going to be transition because I've been on a leave for a while.
How's that going to come for you?
I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted.
Please do. I'm dying to find out.
Yes. But I miss going, being in a routine of getting up every morning, going to work. But then I also like the fact of being, in control of what I have every day. So it's been different, but your girl got it.
I can't even lie and say that I have missed my family at Mac, right?
Yeah.
I miss the family.
Uh-huh.
But I like working my own schedule around myself time, my kids time, everything else. Like I feel like I'm able to accomplish what I need to accomplish.
Yeah.
And
So
still do what I
what
need
you
to do.
guys don't know, let's introduce Autumn.
Yeah,
But Audie is my friend. She is an amazing woman. We work together. We've been working together since 2015. We started at Mac at Town Center Mall.
Yep.
And the first moment she walked in, I fell in love with her.
Yes, ma'am. I sure
She came to Freelance at our counter, and she's been with the company for how long?
16 years.
16 years and
Man,
popping.
this year would be 17 if I was still there.
You see?
Damn,
You see?
That's a long time.
A long time.
Look, when we call it the Mac Trap, we call
the
it the Mac
Mac
Trap. We
baby.
never leave. It's like,
Listen, you can go anywhere with it,
yeah.
and for however long. As long as there's space.
But this is not a Mac plug.
No,
this
it's
is
not.
about you today
thank
and
you.
how makeup has connected us
Yes.
and what we're doing with it to connect the rest of the world, right? So we brought you on the Urban Experience today to talk about you.
Thank you so much, you guys. I'm so excited.
Thank you for coming.
Look, we know that you're not going to sugarcoat anything. That's why I brought you here, because you're just like me. We're going to tell you how it is.
Facts.
Okay? So no holds bar, be as transparent as you can, and we welcome you.
Thank
okay,
you
so tell
so
us about
much.
Audie.
Yeah. Like, where you from? What you
Well-
doing now? Let's get into it.
Well, so I'm from this little town that most people don't know in Georgia called Cohutta.
Cohutta, where's that?
No red light.
Cohutta.
Cohutta. Cohutta. Okay? No red light. The dead vote. It's about like 15, 20 minutes outside north from Cleveland, Tennessee, and about 15 from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, or south, not north, south.
Wow.
So it's Tennessee, Georgia line, really. That's where I'm from originally.
Okay.
And I moved when I was 19 from there. And I've been back since.
Wow.
I've been back since. It's a little town.
So how was life in Cohutta?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you, farm girl?
Cohutta.
Cohutta. Well, it was actually a predominantly white area.
Okay.
There wasn't very many. It's very backwoods country. Still a little bit of that suburban vibe with a little bit of country, like some land and country thrown in.
I love it.
I grew up, both my parents were married when I grew up. And I just... I was too big for that small town.
Right.
Thing.
That's what
I needed
say.
to get out.
Because I know the Audie,
Yes.
where the real Audie resides, and I know.
All day long.
Wow. So tell us about, like when you say both your parents are married, right?
They were married. Yes,
They were
got
married.
divorced.
And I know you had mentioned, because Braylon and I we were talking to you earlier behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You mentioned how you come from, a family where everything was really structured, right?
Yes, it was.
Tell us about that and how, that leads to what we... Yes!
I kind of feel like I had a normal childhood experience.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like sometimes I can be like a little dramatic, right? Always. I'm a makeup artist,
exactly.
Right?
That's
I gotta, right?
You get what you get when you get it.
But I grew up, we went to church every Sunday, a Bible study every Wednesday. Not only that, but my father at one point was the deacon in the church.
Oh, so you was in the church?
Yeah, I did youth group. My parents actually ran part of youth group at one of the churches we were at. Very, very structured that way.
Oh.
It was a very big household of a do as I say, not as I do kind of moment, right?
Yeah.
A big Southern thing, I think, I feel like. And especially back from when we were kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a normal childhood, but it was very structured in the sense of my parents expected me to live a certain way by a certain code, biblically, go to school, make something of myself.
Right.
And
just the cookie cutter way of growing up.
The American dream.
American dream.
Be married, have kids, My parents did want me to be artistic and express myself to an extent.
Right.
But keep so with the morals I grew up with.
Wow.
So to speak.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
okay. So do you have kids?
I do have kids. I have 2 kids.
Okay.
I do. My son is 13 and my daughter is 11. So those preteen years are right in the way.
We look good to have kids our age and like 2, honey. Yes.
But with your kids, do you like try to maintain that same type of structure? Like, are you the same way? Like, do you make them go to church, or you make them have to like be a certain way and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Okay.
As a mom, I kind of remember how I felt growing up as a kid, feeling like I had to please my parents and only do what my parents said. And I didn't feel like I had my own voice. I didn't feel like I could express myself fully. So in my household, I do have guidelines. I do have rules. But I do allow my children to express themselves as freely and as openly as possible. Just being mindful that there is a time and a place for everything.
For everything, yeah.
Whether it be the company you're around or whether it be, just if you're posting something on social media, knowing your audience, knowing your content, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But communication is a little more open, I feel like, than what it was when I was growing up as a kid.
Are you still like involved with church as much as you were before, or?
I do go to church every Sunday.
Oh, wow.
We, because of the pandemic.
Yes. It's virtual now.
It's virtual, Facebook Live. I love my church. I love my pastor. They give a lot of good insight as to just being a good person and who you are, but also taking the scripture and applying it to your life.
I love it.
So I try to kind of live my life that similar way and try to guide my children. Sorry.
That's all good.
Guide my children, in a similar way, because I want them to feel like they can come to me and be open and expressive about themselves. Because I didn't always feel like I had that as a kid.
Right.
And I feel like there's a lot of kids or adults that are our age.
Yeah.
That were kids. I felt the exact same way. And that's kind of where we're at in society as a whole.
And they're going through a lot of therapy because their parents, they couldn't talk to their parents or they couldn't be a product of.
They use social media because we started out with Zanga, right? Blog posts and stuff like that. You're posting everything for everybody else to read.
Right.
And you weren't saving anything for yourself or the people that you needed to.
Kind of like today, right?
Today, right now.
I love it.
But I love it.
I love it.
So when you left Cahutta, what is it called?
Cahutta, yes.
You have to say it like she said it.
Cahutta.
So when you left Cahutta, where'd you go?
I actually went to Monterey Bay, California.
Oh, okay.
I got married and was pregnant with my first kid. My ex-husband was in the military. He was in the Air Force. We lived there for a little while, and then we just traveled military life that way. Had our second child, our daughter, who is 11 now, and finished our military life in San Antonio and then moved back to Georgia, which is where we were both from. Moving to the Atlanta area, though, because job opportunities are so much better for the career field he was in, career field I was in. I had family down here. It just made more sense for us.
Right.
Than just being, up north and not as close to my mother.
Right.
And I really need my mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
Like,
we all do.
everybody needs their mom.
So how long were you married, Autumn?
Oh, I was married 10 years,
10
honey.
years.
10 years, honey. 10 years. 10 years, 10 long years.
10 long years.
10 long years.
So while we're on the topic of being married for 10 long years, we've had this conversation before, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We want to talk about today toxic relationships, right?
Yes.
Toxic relationships, any current relationships that you may have, narcissistic, insidious holes on you.
Baby, we could talk all night.
I know. We want to get into the thick of it. So
we don't need a bottle or two of wine or a box.
We're so glad that you came today, and we're so glad that you introduced us, to who you are and what you've experienced. But now we want to get into the thick of it.
Go ahead, Brittany. Go ahead.
So, Braylon, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask some questions. So,
give me stuff here
I'm going to
now.
start with this. So, what does a toxic relationship mean to you? What is toxic in your experience that you've had? Tell me about what toxic is to you.
But before you start, don't make it seem like it's only men that's toxic.
Right.
Women is
I'm
toxic
actually
too.
I'm an open book.
Okay,
So
okay.
little known fact about me, I did therapy and counseling for a company in the Atlanta and surrounding areas.
Okay.
Dealing with people with family domestic violence, drug rehabilitation, alcohol and substance abuse,
Yeah,
things
my mom
like
does
that.
a lot of that too.
Yes.
So I started doing things like that, went through the workbooks that I had to train for, did all of my trainings. So it helped me develop a little bit better of a sense of the word toxic than what I feel like we use in general.
Okay.
for
So give
today's
us
society.
the textbook, what you did,
Well, how I
and then
perceive
also give us the ratchet, because we
Right.
want to get
Right.
to the real,
Well,
right?
I feel like the textbook and the ratchet are very parallel in
Okay.
similarities. For example, toxic being something that's not good for your mental
Right.
health,
Right.
your spiritual health, your physical health. Anything that's not good for you is can be considered toxic.
Exactly.
So I think you have to understand your boundaries. I think that's where toxic comes
Yes.
from, is understanding your boundaries. Whether it be in a relationship with your significant other, family members, your kids, whomever it may be, coworkers. I feel like we all possess toxic traits.
Right.
And it's aligning ourselves with the people that maybe can understand us or even work with us during our toxic moments, because life happens, shit happens, it gets hard.
Right.
And sometimes we fall back into old habits that we were used to,
Yeah.
even though we've been trying to come up.
Yeah.
And it takes a strong person, I feel like, to support you in your ugliest, darkest moments.
And still be there,
And still
right?
be there, yeah.
I always say the shit has to happen for the shift to happen.
Yes.
And that is so
true.
true, right?
So true. I
Man.
mean, I feel like sometimes when you have a moment where you feel like your world is falling apart, it's a moment for you to kind of like stop and say, okay, I need to reassess where I'm at, where me and whatever other party is at.
Right.
What is the true root of the problem
Yeah.
for me?
If it's me,
Essentially, is it me?
or is it you? Yeah, exactly.
Is it just our lack of
It's you,
communication?
Braylon.
It's always you, Braylon.
It's you, Braylon.
That's what it be feeling like. God damn.
Let me tell you, sometimes it feels
So,
that way.
Braylon, tell us what you think toxic. I mean, because I know we talk about relationships a lot. This has turned into the Urban Experience relationship channel. But tell me what you think from a man's point of view, because you are outnumbered here on this platform today.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Sheila. We miss Sheila. Okay, we miss you, Sheila. We're doing this for you, and we're gonna keep them in check. But Braylon, tell us what toxic relationship or toxic period means to you.
I say from a male point of view, so like all the where you was at, who you was with, all that, like you know me, like you know what I do on a daily basis. Like why is we even going through all this? So like all the unnecessary like drama that sometimes come along with being in a relationship sometimes. But I mean I kind of get it. Like women need a sense of security or whatever. But like that really grind me up sometimes. And then
So is it the questioning behind a woman needing to know what you're doing, how she needs to continue to
That was
be
about to be my
nourished?
question.
You know, like, because we're emotional creatures, right? So we need the constant security to know that you're ours. Like, we want to know
We
that,
need
even
you
if
to
we don't
look at
know.
us and be like, babe, right there,
love
that
you.
pony, I love you.
I love you so
That
much.
shit just looks so
you
bomb
look
on you.
amazing.
You brighten my day. Waking up to you
But
this morning.
I do that type of shit, but then when I leave, when I go out the door, all that shit out the window. That
So
shit
let
don't
me
count
ask
no
a
more.
question. So do you think it's because you've done something in the past to kind of like taint or jade that trust?
Perception, yeah.
Plead the fifth.
Oh,
Okay, listen.
you heard it
About
out
to get
first.
juicy
All
now.
jokes aside, though,
Yeah.
okay, like.
We, players
fucked
fuck up
up.
too.
Yeah, I
you know
fucked
what
up.
I'm saying?
Like, yeah, I fucked up.
And
But-
we're not perfect either.
No.
But what we want men to
That's
realize.
the thing, though. That's another thing. I'm glad
I'm
you said
gonna say
that.
I'm gonna say I'm not perfect by any.
Exactly.
No, that's another
but what
thing.
we want men
I'm a
to
whole Scorpio over
realize,
here.
exactly, a whole Scorpio over here. But what we want men to realize is that we already know what the fuck is going on. Like, we know.
When we
always the first to
when
know.
we question, it's
We
because we already know. We
But-
just trying to see how
far you
truthful.
gonna be with taking the truth.
Thank you.
But
Give
women,
us that chance.
women gotta do the same thing that we done did, but then like we be like, but you did that too. Like, oh, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, because at that point you don't worry about us. You got to worry about
But
your
wrong
own
is
shit.
wrong, though. Wrong is wrong. But if I'm doing it, like, I'm willing to say, okay, I'm wrong. All right, boom, let's deal with
Yeah.
it. But then like you can't admit that you're wrong, and then that shit.
I
just
see
piss
your
me off.
side, so you want both sides. You
Maybe
want
it's a
the
payback
accountability
thing.
for both.
Maybe women, we feel like sometimes we get short shafted, right?
Yeah, we do.
We
got a lot of shit going on, dude. Like,
we do.
we go through cycles. We go through periods of gaining weight, losing weight, hormones. We got to deal
Right.
with age. We got to deal with the society. We got to deal with,
guess
looking
what
at
we
these.
gotta do?
We gotta
Guess
go.
what we gotta
Listen,
do?
we
Guess
gotta
what we
go
gotta
to
do?
work.
You have
Listen, we
options.
gotta
With
go
y'all
to work.
crazy ass.
We gotta go to work. We
gotta-
gotta work
we gotta
out.
come
We
home,
gotta clean. We gotta
cook,
do laundry. We gotta
take care of
cook.
kids.
Go to the gym and be a porn star all at the same time.
We gotta deal with y'all crazy ass.
You
though,
know,
man.
We
We
would
gotta
be
do
so
all that.
crazy
Guess who'll be on
if
the
we
other
feel
side
like
of
these
the phone?
expectations
Babe,
that weren't put on us.
What? So who's on the other side of the phone? Say it again, Freeland.
Maybe we on the other side. Babe, this bitch at work and babe, this, babe, that. Like, god damn.
But you ain't
bro.
really listening though, because I feel like if men really listen to us vent like that on the other side,
Y'all just
they
need
be
to-
I
ready
need a
when we come
5-minute
home.
conversation. That's all I need.
That's
let me
it.
tell you what this bitch at work said today. And let me tell you what this client, because
It don't
in
be
the
on 5
industry, I
minutes.
work with my mom, so first off, I'm not going to call her a bitch and
better not.
disrespect her. Secondly, she and I work really well together.
Yeah.
But my thing is clients. So I can call my dude up and be like, look, like my client, she was 30 minutes late. It's put me behind from the next client. I just need a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, just
you
5
listen.
minutes.
No, but
and
I'm
you
starting to-
ask me a question or two, us chop it up, and then I'm done. I don't even
Yeah.
need to talk about it anymore. I just
But
need to know
nah,
that you're going to hear me.
Nah, you're right though.
Just hear
Like
me.
as I get
Just
older,
hear me
like, I started to
out.
realize that. Like my girl will call me as soon as she get off of work, and then she might talk for like 10, 15, 20 minutes without taking a breath or without even asking if I'm
You're
listening
like,
to
damn, I'm trying
anything.
to play some 2K. I'm trying to get some zombies in, a game
Yes.
of Warzone, something, some Madden.
I don't even play video games, but once she get a little call in, she say what she got to say, she vent, and then like I be like, babe, like you just talk 20 straight minutes without taking a fucking breath. But then like we just laugh and be like, oh, okay, you're right. But then
But in that 20 minutes of her talking, did you really hear her? Did you really hear what she was
It really-
saying, or you were just you
I do.
tuned out after the third bitch? Like, seriously.
I do, but it don't even much matter. She just be wanting to get it off her chest for real. But I do listen, but like I know that she just need to like say this to
She just
somebody.
need to
like,
vent to
yeah.
somebody, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And wouldn't you rather it be her venting to you than to another
Then
man?
to another, because
better not
people
be the
have.
Or,
one.
hey, in this day and age, and then maybe she's in a monogamous relationship with you, but what if she wants to start venting to another female and find another female?
Okay, because that
Females,
happens.
we pick up on each other's emotions and our feelings.
And this is
And then you gonna be mad because it's 2021, baby. And the right female gonna come through and scoop a bitch up on your feet. Baby, let me
And
tell
then
you.
when that happens, unless
You gonna be real
that's your
hurt.
thing,
I'm sorry, that's when
but
a
you gonna
man's
be hurt.
pride is hurt, in my
Exactly.
opinion.
It makes sense.
Exactly.
When a chick can pull your chick out from under you better than you can pull it, baby.
That's something. That's
Ain't
something.
no-
And you know what? Where we work or worked or whatever, it was. Let me tell you, we're around beautiful women all day long, all different walks of life, every woman you could ever meet. We've seen her in literally 30-minute spans.
Yep.
Every 30 minutes.
Yep.
Right? So you think about that energy that we get
Yeah.
and that we have. we are whole unicorns out here.
Yes,
We are whole unicorns out here, okay?
But now,
so I mean, yeah.
But now that y'all said that, like I read this book. Well, I'm reading this book called "The Way of the Superior Man."
I've heard of that. I haven't read it, but I've heard of that.
But it's a good
Tell
book
us
though.
about
But,
it.
like, but like how you talking about like how like all right, you might be in a relationship and you get like these certain like emotional needs from like your partner or whatever, but you might have a friend that gives you like certain other emotional needs and stuff like that. So
Right.
like I don't know, he just
So
talked
how
about
does that work?
It's just like
To me, that sounds like a door to an open relationship.
Oh, yeah, almost like
it kind of
sex,
touched on that too, because it's just like it depends on it. Basically saying like how deep you go into that need or how much you need that one particular need. So it's just like, all right, so you might be in a relationship with this person, but you might have a friend of the opposite sex or a friend of the same sex that might fill your needs. So that's why that person brings value to you. So, but it's like if you don't be careful with like addressing that need with this particular person, that's when it might start to lead to cheating or whatever.
So do you? So Audie, let me ask you because you are our guest here today, right? So, what do you think about like cheating in a relationship? Like, okay, so because you've been married, right?
Let's skip this subject. I ain't see that nowhere in the notes. We ain't talk about this.
Look, this is the urban experience. This is part of toxic. So we're still under the bullet
This
with
is
toxic
toxic
relationships.
AF.
So we want to know how do you feel about, like, tell me what your
Well,
experience was, your urban experience
My
and the cheating
urban
experience.
in cheating. So first experience in cheating. It was during my marriage.
Oh, okay.
And it hurt.
Yeah.
Like I felt like my whole life was pulled out from under me. Here I have this man. We've had houses.
So did you get
cars,
cheated
kids.
on,
I
or
got
you
cheated
were
on.
the cheater?
I was
okay.
cheated on.
Okay, you were cheated on.
With my husband and a friend of mine, actually.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Best friend? You
No, not best friend,
Just
but
in-
close enough military
that
friend
she
that we
shoulda known
spent
better, right?
holidays together.
Okay.
And she knew my kids.
right?
You know?
Yeah.
But that was my first experience. I felt like my life was completely pulled out from under me. What am I going to do? I got these 2 kids. This man not only hung the moon and the sun, he put every single star in the sky for me, strategically placed. So when I look up, it was off for me. That's how I felt about this man.
Right.
And because of our issues with communication, because we grew up from toxic relationships.
Right.
So I feel like toxicity is generational if someone doesn't start to break that curse.
Right.
So cheated on them. Fast forward to new relationship. Bitches be around.
Wait. So you left your husband?
I left my ex-husband,
because
yes.
he cheated.
He cheated on me not
Yeah.
once, but multiple times.
But
If it was
multiple
just
times.
once, could you forgive it?
Oh.
The thing, it depends on, I can forgive physicality.
Okay.
Moments of just pure physical intimacy.
All right.
When you go on months of messaging
Yeah.
and going to the person's house and only hitting them up at certain hours and only at certain times, knowing your significant other sitting beside you, I feel like at that point that is a choice, and
Yeah.
that is the choice for the person. Okay, what am I doing in my life? What was I doing at that moment?
Exactly.
I have to stop and take a look at myself. Say, where were we at in our relationship?
So you're taking accountability.
Because now I'm taking
'cause you wanna know.
accountability. Because I can't say that I was 1,000% faithful.
Right.
I can't say that.
I mean, we're human, so
I'm being human. We weren't communicating. He's communicating with somebody else.
Somebody else,
What
and
am
not
I doing?
talking to you.
I'm gonna communicate with somebody else because I can't communicate with my man.
You know what, Autumn? I hear one common thing in everything that we talked about so far, and not only boundaries but communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So communicating to other, give me that choice. Communicate to me what the
Yes.
hell you about to do.
Let me know.
and give me that choice.
Let
so
me know
I
if you're
can
just
pick
trying to hit it and quit it.
whatever.
Let me know if you're
Y'all
just
don't
trying
really
to
wanna hear that
chill.
type of
Exactly.
shit, though. Y'all
That's-
really
No,
do not wanna-
I'm dead ass serious. Like,
Give me that
don't.
choice. Like,
Give me the choice. I don't like to be forced into something or
Right.
to be feel
Yeah.
like I was bamboozled into something. When I'm a grown ass woman,
Yeah.
I can make a choice. I am full in my sexual abilities, my
Exactly.
sexual confidence,
Right.
who I am as a woman, as a mother, as a friend, as a spouse or
Right.
companion, whatever it may be. So I don't feel like I have to label something and classify something to suffice what other people feel like needs to be sufficed.
That's good stuff. So do you think that, because I heard this morning, I was on Clubhouse, and someone was, and we were in a room and we were talking about relationships, right? And someone said to me that relationships was more like a setup. A marriage is more like a setup, because you get in this relationship with the expectations that you're going to be in it with just this one person. But when shit happens, right, and the shift happens, then that's when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Braylon, talk about that. Like when you when you decide to be in a relationship with someone, right? You know that she's going to think that you're the only one, and maybe you have that notion to think that as well in the beginning. But when does the disconnect happen? When does it not just become you guys together? Is it the communication part? Is it the boundaries? What is it?
I mean, I would say, like, I think in the beginning, like, you in a little honeymoon phase, like, I think you might really be interested into that person. And, like, y'all might be addressing each other's needs and stuff like that, but it's hard to keep that consistent.
The temporary needs.
The temporary needs. Hitting on just what you need in the moment.
Yeah.
Not that
See, women don't think that way.
No, we
look at the bigger picture. We look at what's going to happen, the bigger picture. Like, who going to wipe your ass when you get 80? That's what we thinking when we're marrying you, because we want that longevity love.
Yes.
We want that.
But don't get it twisted. We okay with that 5-minute love too.
I know.
That 5-minute
podcast for a whole nother day.
That 5-minute loving. We good with that too, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't feel like oftentimes we're given the opportunity.
We're not, because we don't have.
We're told we're too emotional.
Right.
Because we do cry. Yeah, our feelings do get hurt.
We gonna text you a paragraph.
When
we in our feelings.
10 pages, whatever.
But I think all that is good, though, like that level of communication where you feel like, I mean, nobody like to read them long-ass paragraphs and shit, but sometimes, like, being on the phone and trying to have that conversation is different between, like, all right, I'm about to send you this long-ass text, you're going to send me these long-ass texts, and we're just going to work it out and shit like that.
I hate texting
I don't like
sometimes,
texting.
too.
I'm a face-to-face. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
want to
call you. Let me FaceTime you and tell you what the hell is going on.
Because you don't even, like, I need to feel your
energy. Yes.
Yeah, I'm like that too, though.
Face-to-face. Let me feel your energy. I can look in your eyes better face-to-face and tell you if you're lying to me and bullshitting me.
Yeah, exactly.
Than I can on a camera.
Exactly.
On a phone.
Yeah, because you can feel it. It ripples through the room, right?
You see their body movement, their
body
posture,
language. Yeah,
their body language.
And I can tell if somebody's lying as soon as I look at you. I can tell it. I can tell it. You're gonna give yourself away.
Give it away.
10 minutes before anyway.
Yep.
But you definitely gonna give yourself away in front of me, so you can't lie in front of me, right?
Yeah.
So toxic relationships, not just love relationships, but work relationships.
Yes.
Communication is so important. Right. So like when we worked together at Mac, we saw a lot of this, how communication and the game of telephone can happen, where the leader gives the instructions and it doesn't go down to the artist. Trickles down artists. So tell me what your experience are like, if you can remember an experience where we worked together, right?
We worked together?
or any,
Because I was going to say, I
know we had many.
experience with you that was in a sense, I was like, man, I feel like I'm left out to dead and dry.
Oh, no, I'm never going to leave you out there.
All these people trying to get their makeup done. I don't really ever felt like I felt that with you, but there was a location that I was at that I felt like management, it was kind of like a sink or swim moment.
Yeah.
I started this position that you helped me get.
I know.
I was so excited. It's something that had felt like was a right movement for me for so many years. And when I got there, I felt really let down from the management and the leadership above, because it wasn't there.
It starts
there, right?
Their
passion wasn't there. Their drive wasn't there. Their drive came from what they were told on the phone.
Right.
Or what they got in the email. This is how it's going to be. This is what's rolling out. Mac, not bashing.
No, we're not even plugging.
But I started my job with the company because of the love of the artistry. I ended my job because of the dislike and the lack of just consistency and what it meant to be a true artist. At that point, it became nothing about but retail. Not about the artistry, not about that connection that we used to get with our clients.
Right. That hands-on.
They come in and you're like,
crazy.
How's your mom and your grandmother who's overseas?
Yeah.
You
Tell
know
me
what
about
I'm saying?
that.
Like, tell me about that. It went from being that to
toxic Just straight up
5,
toxic.
10, 15, 20, 30 minutes getting them in and out of the chair, sound as much as you can.
Right.
And that's why I felt like it was time for me. Shit
go.
happened.
Shit happens
With
for the
my
shift to
management
happen.
and toxic relationships at work. Shit happened to shift me during a pandemic to go into work for me and myself and my mom with my mom.
So Braylon, tell us, have you ever had a toxic workship?
Not really. Like when I go to work, I don't even too much talk to people at work. I be trying to get in, serve my time, and get on up out of there. But I mean, I'll say I had a job before where like I had a manager. Well, he wasn't even necessarily my manager, but he was just like the vice president of the company or whatever.
Right.
So like whenever he needed something from me or whatever, like he's like a little aggressive, like football coach type shit. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
this
You
not
taking
that.
your job too serious,
Yeah,
my
like,
nigga.
bro.
I know.
Like, bro, calm down. Like we had some words. Like, bro, never mind. But I had to get up out of that. I just ended up quitting or whatever. But I mean, I'm just big about respect. Like I don't care what your position is,
gotta
who you
respect
know.
you, right?
Like I'm a grown ass man.
Like
bro, you
treat
gonna
me
respect
as
me.
such,
Like,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, so I've been in so many work relationships and different relationships. Yes, I've had my levels, but I pride myself in sticking up for what I believe in.
Yes.
Because there's only one Brittany, and you're gonna feel the wrath. If I need to tell you how it is, then I'm gonna tell you because you know me, Audie, Braylon. You've been with me for a while during the podcast, so you know how I work. I'm very vocal.
For sure.
And I pride myself on having everything organized, and I know my job.
Yep.
That's something
Ins
that
and
you
outs, backwards,
cannot
awake,
tell
sleep.
me.
Yes.
Whatever you tell me what the job capabilities are, I'm going to do it to the fullest. That's my work ethic, and I stand by it.
Yep.
But
Test.
if you try to come at me with something, then I'm going to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying that I can't be wrong, but if I feel attacked, I'm going to attack back. And 9 times out of 10,
Sometimes I need to know why I'm wrong. It's not even about, no, I'm not wrong. It's
I
about
just want to know the why.
why.
Why do you
Where's
feel
that
it?
discovery? To show me how I can change for the better, or show me, where my thought or my ideologies maybe weren't wrong, but maybe weren't completely aligned where they needed to be.
Right.
I feel like sometimes we get into that trap.
Right. So guys, what we have coming up soon? All-Star.
All-Star, yes.
Oh
NBA
my
All-Star.
goodness. So the game is actually in, okay, make sure I'm okay with this. The game is actually in, all right with this.
Well, not Phillips State Farm Arena. No.
Well, what's in
Phillips
Indianapolis?
State Farm Arena.
I thought it was,
No,
the
it's
game
in
is
Atlanta.
there,
No,
but
it's in Atlanta.
okay, so the hangout spot is in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what are you guys doing? Audie, what are you doing for All-Star Weekend?
I ain't playing nothing but work, go home, sleep, and work.
Work. Oh my goodness.
That's it. Like I'm really a boring. When I'm not working, and if I'm not like chilling with people that I like and vibing, I'm at home.
Yeah.
Because
I know that's right. Braylon, what do you have? I know you got some stuff going on.
Nah, not for real. I might go out of town or something. I ain't really
You're not
on the
gonna
club.
be in Atlanta for All-Star Weekend?
Wait a second. I'm even gonna be in Atlanta. Hold up, I'm gonna get some wings or something. I have to, a little drink. Or something.
I know I'll be at Life,
Where
Club
you
Life
going?
in Atlanta
You going
all weekend. I'll be there. I'll be
pull
doing makeup, of course, all weekend. So I will be working. People have already been hitting me up, booking appointments. So I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun this weekend. Like really in Atlanta. Yes, I will be there.
Yeah. But I mean, not to circle back to the relationship thing, but
He loves it there.
But
I thought he hated it there, but he
Hated it
loves
there
it
for a
there.
minute.
But no, what I was gonna ask is like, okay, so like your first relationship was toxic or whatever, you left them for cheating, and then like, how'd you get now to the relationship that you're in now? That's I'm assuming not toxic.
So after being with my ex, I dated a couple guys. Dated a guy that was a regional MMA fighter, I guess. He held a title belt. He called me one day and told me that his ex-girlfriend was pregnant. So that was one thing.
How did you deal with that?
I'm really good at forgetting people like I never knew you.
Scorpio.
I'm really
Scorpio.
good at, like, he actually hit me up before and he was like, well, it's been 3 months since I hit you up. And I'd be like, and let it be another 3.
Oh, wow. We'll wait
He's
till
like,
then.
well, you look good now. Baby, I always look good.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Next.
That's just the type of person I am. So And then I was also another woman to someone, and that was hard because I was done that way, and I never wanted to do anyone that way. So I was very transparent to the wife, and that was a little hard. I didn't tell anyone about it just because that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, how do you tell your mother or your sister or your best friend even, you know, hey, you've been done this way.
Right.
That's what
and
I'm
I
doing.
was the other person at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I had no clue. But I feel like, but I learned something out of that.
What
that? I learned was check social media, check phone numbers, and why is he hitting me up at only 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the morning?
I know
or only
that's
having
real.
me come to one location when we hang out.
Fuck you mean. Right.
It made me realize it don't matter how old they are. It don't matter how young
It
they
doesn't.
are.
It doesn't matter.
And I'm not saying just men. I'm saying women too, because women are just as bad. Women can be just as bad.
Look, listen to Braylon. He finally got somebody on his team.
Facts.
I'm right there with you. Because everybody can be a piece of shit, in my opinion. We all have our toxic tendencies.
Hell, we can be a piece of shit sometimes.
Yes,
I ain't gonna hold
I
you.
ain't even- I ain't
I got
gonna
my
lie.
toxic traits. I might get a little petty sometime and may want to be a little
Listen,
toxic
like
from
I
here
said,
and there.
Scorpio,
It's
we
okay.
snipers. When we aim and we shoot, we hit that target.
We hit that target every time.
And I'm the type of person, I feel like maybe this is another toxic trait about me, but I feel like I'm so self-aware. When I make a bad decision, I make it knowing the full intent and the consequences that can come with it, and I don't care.
And you
I'll
don't care
deal with it when I get to it.
Exactly.
That's that water
Braylon, what's your
sign shit.
toxic trait?
Probably the same thing, like the situation I'm
I
in
can't
now.
tell my toxic trait because I'm not finna give nobody nope. I'm not finna give you no fuel to the fire.
To me, it's a...
And I'll say, like, if somebody do something to me, like, it take a lot for me to get mad, but once I'm mad, I'm about to take your fucking head off. Like,
Are you really?
Like, yeah, like,
that's kind of similar. Like, I'll sit and listen and, okay.
What's your sign, Braylon?
Cancer,
Ooh,
water sign.
We got a Virgo, a Cancer, and a Scorpio on set right
Baby,
now.
this
Like,
is a whole lot of
this is a
energy
lot of
going
us.
on.
I know, this is crazy. Wow. Wow.
love it.
Well, Braylon, did you have something? I was
Yeah,
going to ask you something else. But go ahead.
what's different about your relationship now than like the past? That like,
I am more independent this time.
I love it.
The last time I fully relied on my husband. This time I do not rely on a man. I am fully capable of controlling my feelings,
Yes,
my emotions,
girl.
my finances.
I know that's
can
right.
control all
we
of
say
that.
who, we say when, we say where.
I feel like that's big on both ends though. Like, I
It
feel
is.
like I feel like a man being secure and like having his shit together. I feel like that brings a certain confidence,
It
a
does.
certain
But
stability.
I do have a question though for you, Braylon.
All right.
Because you said that.
Ooh, this is good.
When a man gets a little confidence, a man gets a little money, a man gets a little some shiny, right? He gets some shiny. I feel like guys forget where they came from. They drop their girls because they want the new shiny. They want the bigger shiny. They want the better shiny. You know, you forget where you came from, who held you down, who got your ass out of jail.
Exactly.
But I feel like,
Who put money on your books?
but I feel like that's for like people that's not really used to like having attention or feeling like somebody and stuff like that. I feel like I don't know.
Maybe because you maybe never had to go through that, right? Have you ever been through something like that where your girl maybe felt as though you didn't appreciate her anymore? Or was it more about cheating than it was the appreciation factor? Well, they both go
I'd say
hand in
our-
hand, but it's still.
But I'll say our issue, it was more so like communication. Like she was going through certain
Definitely. See,
things.
it goes back to
Yeah.
fucking communicate.
It really is.
Just say what the hell is going
Actively
on.
communicate, because it's one thing. There's a difference in communicating and talking.
Yeah.
People don't
And listening.
realize that. And
Yeah,
listening.
listening.
Because when you communicate, you actively listen. You do less talking, more listening. Both
Right.
parties do. When you talk, everybody's just going at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't listen to what the other person's saying. So how are you able to digest and feed into that person's love tank?
That's right.
How are you supposed to help that person with their insecurities if you are not even able to take a step back and be like, I need to chill the fuck out for a minute.
Exactly.
Like what?
Yeah.
what
Oh, maybe I'm
what's
going
on?
too
I feel
much.
like that's
I need
where
to
I'm at
listen.
now. I feel like that's where I'm at now. Like before, like she would say certain things to me, and I would be like, okay, but I didn't really like take action. But now I'm like, all right, she said this. Let me make sure I'm doing this to like make sure that her needs are being addressed,
I
and
love
like
it.
I'm addressing that.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Autumn. Russell or Future?
Oh man.
Baby, let me tell you, you're going to have to go through your Future to get to your Russell, honey. Because you do. Now, and hear me out the reason why. Okay? Because this goes for men too.
All right.
How do you know how to appreciate something if you've never lost it?
There you go, sister. I knew you were here for a reason.
How do you know to appreciate it if you've never freaking lost it?
But y'all don't really want Russell Wilson, though. Y'all want Future to act like Russell Wilson.
No.
I'm going to do an 80-20.
I was going to say, I need me a man that's going to give me some Russell Wilson.
But I need one that's going to pull my hair and that's going to make sure it's right, too. I need a little bit of toxic and a sweet gentleman.
Streets with my man.
Exactly.
And my man being a bitch.
Exactly. There you go.
I need my man to be a man because I'm a ride or die. So you pulling, I'm pulling, we go.
With the Draco, that's great.
Exactly. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool, calm, and collect. But when stuff starts getting to pop off with the people that I care about, I'm. There's no question.
Right.
My loyalty is unquestionable. I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I go hard for mine.
Yep.
You know, but
I got to have.
I need me a little bit of a Russell too, though.
Yeah. Oh, he's got to know how to open the doors. He's got to know how to shower you with gifts. He's got to know how to feed into that love tank from time to time. But a little bit of toxic.
But what is it about like this whole like Russell thing? Like, what is it about Russell that women desire? Like,
I think it's just a relevance to show how maybe even how people grow.
Yeah.
Because Sierra, she was so young when she met Future. She was so naive.
So young.
Newer in the industry, right? She wasn't brand new. But she was pretty damn new.
Yeah.
And here comes this nice looking chocolate man.
Thrill
right?
of thrills.
Some
Got everything going
talking
on.
Right with some swag going on, baby. It's shiny.
Yeah.
It's shiny.
I gotta have that.
I gotta have it.
And women flock to that. I don't know why we do, but sometimes we do.
Once you start to develop and not even develop, but grow who you are as a woman,
and
or
she
even
said
as
that.
a man, right? Because you have to grow as a man. You got to go through your own experience as a man,
to
and
figure out.
Women have to go through our own. So when it comes time, we can come together.
Yep. I'll be 40 in August, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm still fucking up. Like I don't know. I really don't. I know what I want, and I hold my own, right? But as far as marriages go and all of that, I don't, and we talked about this last episode too. Like, I don't know if that's something that I really crave right now because I'm having fun. Like, I feel like I'm at a stage in my life where I can say what I want now, right? Because I hold the power. And once you find that you have power and you know how to use it, that shit can be amazing.
I love that. But I also feel like as women too, because I like to play devil's advocate.
She's going to play devil's advocate. I knew it was coming. That's why you're here.
I love that. But at the same time, as a woman, I feel like that's almost a traumatic
It is. It's PTSD.
reaction.
It's PTSD trauma.
Right, from trauma that we have endured from
trauma.
seeing ourselves go through, our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, our aunts, our cousins,
everything.
Everybody, all these other women, celebrities, all these women, not saying that anybody's perfect, right?
Right.
But it's like, I appreciate you and what I know about you. I appreciate this. And it's hard for me to not understand how this person that says that they love you and want to be with you forever, or whatever that may look like, whatever they're telling you, to all of a sudden switch up.
Yeah.
That hurts me
It's
for
the
somebody
switch up
else.
for me.
It
That's
hurts me for
exactly
somebody else.
what's going on. Like the switch up, how can you splinter your love
Baby,
for
Keisha
4 and
Cole-
5 different people at one time? I just don't understand that.
No, I feel it. When I was going through my divorce, it was a Keisha Cole album that just came out. I forgot which one it was, but it's the black and white album where she's like leaned back on a car or some shit. And I think it was Remember Part 2. And I think the lyrics were something about not verbatim,
Go ahead.
but it's like similar, like how can you love someone, but then all of a sudden everything changed.
Right.
Like and not even just all of a sudden change, but like you even appear to stay consistent.
Totally.
You appear to stay consistent. You're living 2 lives. Men and
3
women.
lives.
3
4.
lives, 4 lives, 5 lives, whatever it may be. You're living multiple lives. So it's like, was that consistency actually ever there? Was that love actually ever there?
But what it is just like the guy's me wasn't being met by one person. That's all it is. Like,
But then why be with a girl?
Then why be with
you
someone
say
that you only want them to be with you? Because what if you're not
because
meeting
it's a
her
shiny
needs?
new thing.
I'm saying
it's a shiny thing.
No, women do.
You want it? You want a different one?
If your woman came to you and said, "Look, I did so and so with this dude. We've been talking for so many months because you weren't giving me what I needed." What's that gonna do to you as a man?
I mean, truthfully, we've been there before. Like,
and what did it? But how did you feel? How did it make you feel initially? It crushed you.
I ain't gonna say it crushed me, but I was mad for sure.
You were mad.
Yeah, you were mad. It hit your manhood, though. That when I say it crushed you, it hit your manhood. It made you feel like there's another nigga up in my life.
But what's going on with this?
But like you said about being self-aware, I feel like I'm pretty like self-aware like that too. So I'm like, I mean, I get it. I've kind of like felt it was coming, or like you kind of feel like those little changes in people and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew. I will say this: current relationship, I knew my guy wasn't being on the up and up. I knew it. And so what did I do? Then I was okay in not being on the up and up.
Yeah.
And then
So did you play tit for tat? Did you?
It wasn't even
petty,
a play tit for tat. It was a lack of communication. I wasn't focused on him. I was focused on me and what I'm doing.
Right.
Right. It wasn't anything like that. Now, when I say this, my sins are not his sins. His sins are not my sins.
Right.
But in the grand scheme of things, wrong is wrong.
Right.
And it doesn't matter to what extent, what extreme wrong is wrong. If you want someone to only be with you, then you can only be with that one person.
Right.
Unless there's an agreement in between you
And there
two.
you have it. Audie said it.
Right. Check that.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
So yeah, Autumn, so what you up to nowadays? Like you said, you have your own business. Talk to us about that.
All right, so I am Autumn Barnes Beauty on Instagram and Facebook.
Yay.
Also, Level 13 Hair Lounge. We're located in Marietta, Georgia.
Hey.
Where we offer lash services, brow services, all hair services. It's me and my mom. And a lot of people think you work with your mom. She's actually, me and my mom,
sweet.
we actually have this like same mentality. She's a Taurus. And I think because Scorpios and Tauruses, we're either are the best of friends.
Right.
She and I have this ability to compartmentalize our business from our personal life.
Right.
So we don't speak on really too much personal stuff in the salon, and we don't really speak on too much business stuff outside of the salon.
I love it.
It keeps us balanced. It keeps the separation. It's like you go into your job every day when you clock in. You leave your personal shit at home when you clock in.
Yeah.
And you pick it back up and leave work shit at work when you clock out. It's no different.
Right.
I love it. Yeah, so we're Level 13 Hair Lounge in Marietta, Georgia.
Yes.
Off Whitlock Avenue. But yeah, I've been doing hair for about 7 years, makeup for 17, brows and lashes, same as hair. So that's been pretty much it.
I love it.
So how was the transition from like working at Mac to starting your own businesses and stuff like that?
I always did a little bit on freelancing on my own on the side.
We all have hustles.
I started out as a freelance with Mac Cosmetics. Started out as a freelance there, and would pick up clients as you couldn't book appointments at the counter. I'd slide through and be like, "Look, I'm off this day, and you needed a makeup artist, so I've got that availability. These are, if you're interested, and you only wanted me as your artist at the moment, then here's my phone number.
Yeah.
You can contact me."
But we were very discreet when we did it. Like,
Very discreet.
We
Don't
were
ever
like,
do it at
we
work.
were like hustlers at work.
Baby,
We was like,
follow my Instagram and message me at 7:50.
So you're gonna get this, and this. It will be $250 today, and I'll drop the deposit tomorrow.
Exactly. But yeah, so I mean, that's really how I started off as a freelance artist. I wanted to make sure that I was able to provide for my kids after the divorce and everything like that. I have to be able to provide for my kids just in case their father chooses not to, right? Because that's a real life thing. You can't always, count on everybody.
And I think that's
the realistics of it. Men, women, family members, friends, whatever.
Those bills don't stop coming.
They don't stop coming.
And when you're running your own business too, it's hard.
And so I had to make sure that in order for me to be happy and feel successful as an artist and feel complete with who I was in my passion, I had to separate myself from something that no longer served its purpose in my life.
So you do makeup and hair, at the same location, or okay?
And I travel to locations as well. I'm not just in the salon. I also do traveling as well. So whether it be in Georgia, specifically Atlanta,
we'll pull up.
Or
if the price is right,
or
we'll
you
come
fly
together.
Me out, because I have been flown out before
We'll get
for
flew out.
destination weddings and stuff. So, you know, like it's just whatever my clients need.
Yeah.
I love, even though I'm a little bit of an introvert, I do like to see people and meet people from different walks of life because I'm a deep thinker.
Yeah, same.
And I love different personalities.
Right.
But once I've had enough,
I had enough of that shit.
So that's why I like my profession, because I can come back to you and we can talk and we can catch up and we can keep pictures and messages and stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, I still have something left for myself. So when I go home, I'm not completely just drained, that I have nothing to give to even my kids.
Right. That's right.
That's really what it boils down to.
Thank you. Thank you. So what's next for autumn?
Honey, you know, just
keep on the lookout, huh?
Keep on the lookout, follow and see. Honestly, I mean, because right now, the salon, we've only been opened a year.
Wow.
We
During
started
the pandemic,
right before
right?
the pandemic. Like, we literally were only open like a week or two and then shut down.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. And we did not open up till the end of June, beginning of July, and then only taking certain clients at that, just because I have a child at home that I have to be careful for.
Right.
And I couldn't at that time, especially be all willy-nilly and not knowing everything that I needed to know to make sure that he was safe.
That's right.
So right now it's just figuring out, you know, seeing how this works and then building from there what's going to benefit Autumn and make me feel more fulfilled, I guess.
And grow your legacy. Like you're gonna leave your legacy to your children.
I want
That's something very important.
That is the biggest thing.
They're gonna know you for being strong. They're gonna know you for you know what I'm saying? Oh, my mom was a hustler.
Yep.
Right.
I feel like our definition of hustling for women in 2021 is so different. Like we can get out here and we can get to the bag, yo.
Yes,
we
we
gonna
can.
take you to where the money resides. And if you want to stay there with us and do the right thing, then it could be great for you. But if not, we gonna kick your ass to the curb real quick. And that's just that. So with that, Raylan, women empowerment.
But yeah, Autumn, so thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for
Audie.
having me. I love y'all so much.
I love you. Thank you so much for being
I want y'all to
here.
have me back.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
not
that
asking
too.
for too much. Make sure y'all request for them to have me back.
Exactly. Tell them where they can find you one more time.
Yeah,
Always
plug
never
it,
forget
plug
to
it.
plug yourself.
So my Instagram and Facebook both are Autumn Barnes Beauty, and that's AUTUMN, like you spell the season, and then Barnes, BARNES Beauty. Really simple. You can call, text, DM. All of my contact information is on there for any of your lash, brow, hair, not stepping on your toes, makeup services.
Oh no, baby, because you know we grow
outside,
together. We grow and go
we a
together.
whole team.
We grow and go together. My
yes.
people on my team, and that's something about. I think we
Yes.
have a couple of minutes. I want to touch on this really quick,
Yes.
but
Go ahead.
makeup artists in Atlanta, the makeup game in Atlanta.
Yes.
I feel like people feel like it's a competition, but
Doggy
with
dog
ours, but with our crew or with our clique, we're always putting each other on.
Hey, do you
Autumn.
need- I
hey,
got
you need
something
some
I
help
can't
this
do.
week? Yeah. Do you want to do this wedding this week? Because I can't. You know
Yep.
my aesthetic. Let me put you on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? We're always making sure.
Keeping it at work.
And I
Because-
have never lost business that way from
No.
sending people,
Let me
from
tell
sending you to
I've
people or
done
from
that
you sending to
before.
me.
New Year's last year, I had a little dilemma going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I wasn't able to do the makeup for the clients that I had. So I sent another artist to
Yeah.
my clients that I knew could do the quality work that I already knew wasn't booked. Yeah, I knew you were booked, so I couldn't even call you. But the other artist, I knew she
You
wasn't.
know me, I
as-
always be like,
I know,
I can
know
take
when
it.
I can
I'll
call
take it.
you, and I know when I cannot call you. New Year's Eve, baby, that's not the time because you already booked. But my client, she still has came back to me after
Right.
that because it's not about competition on who's the best artist.
Yeah. It's never about that with us, I don't
They
think.
don't care.
Because we're
how
secure in what we can
everybody-
do.
yeah.
So I'll always send you the jobs. If I
Yeah.
can't look, Audie, you need some
Yeah.
extra money this week. All right, we gonna do this way. You ready?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what keeps us growing and glowing.
Yeah, I do
because
too.
we don't cutthroat each other. Like I know some makeup artists
Yeah.
that will literally try to take 17 clients knowing that they
can't
cannot
do it.
deliver because they want every bit of that bag, and you cannot do that.
No.
Like, it's enough money out here
for everybody,
for
honey.
everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
For everyone.
That's
so
how I feel. That's exactly.
I love that you came on today. I love your
so
story.
appreciative of you
I think
guys.
it's in perfect alignment with women's, empowerment and what we're doing. Not a feminist, but you're a woman,
I'm a
and
woman.
you have a story, and I love it.
Yes, I understand that I am all a woman.
Yeah,
But I am not complete without my counterpart.
exactly, which is a man. Exactly, I
And
got
for
you.
me, yes, that is a man.
That is a man, the blackest of the black.
Man,
all of that. Love him all the time.
Man.
We praise God for him. We
Pray
thank him. We
over
speak
him,
life
pray
into him.
with him,
We
yes.
love a black man.
I hope my girl listens to this part.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Well, with that being said.
But Brittany, you want to plug yours?
Oh, well, yeah. You can
Yeah.
find me at Brittany Lesane. Brittany, BRITTANY, LECESNEMUA on Instagram.
All right, and you can find me on Instagram at @OneOnlyBRAY. It's been another episode of the Urban Experience. Check us out on StarDawnEntertainment.com. We're on YouTube, SoundCloud, everything.
Check us out.
Yes.
Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Please do.
Y'all
Yes.
tap in. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.